That's a good way to start the morning. Alright, well, I guess this is the first time I'm kind of recording any video like this. So, hello. My name is Brandon, or you can also call me the Fishing Deal. Appreciate you stopping by, joining me on the journey to becoming a better fisherman. So I'll get in kind of to the history of that a little bit later once we kind of get all settled in and everything. Currently we're unpacking Kayak. We're gonna check it out actually for the first time. Currently fishing at the Goose Creek Reservoir, Goose Creek, South Carolina. Going for primarily largemouth bass. Alright, this thing does not adjust really anymore outside of that. So I will just make do with it as I put it on incorrectly again. So as you can tell, I am very new to this hobby. I wouldn't say new. I grew up doing it a lot, and I just got out of it as I got older, which is unfortunate because I did really enjoy it whenever I was a kid. But, you know, life just gets busy and you just lose track of time with that stuff. Oh, there we go. Oh, so it's not this one, this one's the main one. But now I am not living in my little tiny town in North Carolina anymore. I'm in the Charleston area, so I'm trying to figure out the whole fishing scene back down here while also learning how to do it as an adult. So, alright, well, I think we've got about everything in the bag we're gonna need. You always really bad about doing that where you completely close something up ready to transport it. And then you forgot, you need to put one more thing in there. Suitcases for traveling, anything like that. Always. Alright, well, I'm gonna move on to unpacking this kayak, so I'll catch up with y'all in a second. We're back. Getting the kayak. Fortunately for me, it's like 7 a.m. on a Monday morning, so I've got the place pretty much all to myself. Ever trying to do this by myself, so we are just going to learn together how to do this. Granted, this is a 10-foot kayak. only like 50 pounds, 55 pounds or something like that. But, like I said, 10 feet. So, and the complete opposite of where I wanted it to be. As you can see, here at the front, I want it at the back, so that's learning on my part. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put all in there. Storage full container. So what we've got here is just it's got like a bluegill setup on a Zebco 33, just to try to catch any sort of bluegill that may be out here. Next one, of course, is my one bass setup. I'm going for more. It just takes time. But I've got the Curado 201 HG running on a 7-foot Bass Pro Shops Fishing Eagle. Left-handed because I am. And since we're here so early in the morning before the sun rises, I just went with an all-white fluke. I've had a cook. I've had some luck here at this lake specifically. And by luck, I mean one fish. Alright. Gonna see if I can fit this in the back of the truck, grab my tackle box, grab the boat bag, and then we should be pretty much ready to get out there. Alright, well, I'm going to pull this down to the water and get it all set up, and then we will pick it up from there. Alright, so we've got the kayak down here on the water with the dog, and we're doing this my first time. A special moment to share. Didn't realize this tripod didn't track with me, but ta-da, it's in the water. Okay. I also get paranoid that I don't lock stuff. variety that this comes from. Alright, but here's the setup for today. Beautiful day. The water. I think we're going to start off by kind of circling that area. Here's the whole setup. Is it perfect? No. Will that do? Hopefully. Alright. So, we have reached this spot. So, it's kind of like this lily pad. It's pretty close to the dock. But it's about a little closer to 8, but that's still alright. So like I said, starting with the bass pole. So you can see just a all white fluke. One of the things that I've been learning on this journey is how to make these things seamless, so that way you can throw them in cover. Research that I've done and just people that I've flat out asked or who have given me advice whenever I've been the one out fishing, just measure the back of the hook on the fluke, and that's where the tip of your hook should be coming out. So that way, whenever your hook straightens out on it, it's mostly flat, but still pretty seamless to throw around in these ponds. So, alright. So what I'm trying to achieve is to look like an injured betta fish. So I let it chill on the bottom and then just flick it. The goal is to not reel in that much. Just whenever you've flicked in enough slack to where you need those quick jolts. 15-pound braided line that I'm running. I think it's a 8-pound monofilament leader line. The size 3 hook. Sun is just starting to come up. This is my first time actually out on the water and now have access to pretty much the entire lake. I've just been kind of sitting here eyeing out areas that are now accessible. lily pad, but we can just remember that this is the spot that's really good for a frog. We could throw on this setup. I mean, what you'll find is most of what I'm doing is just kind of trial and error, just kind of learning as you go. So I'm just trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work, and take advantage of that knowledge instead of researching everything, just kind of trial and error, if you will. Okay, so yeah, so we're just going to kind of go maybe across this bend over here, work our ways around that, and maybe see what kind of, because like I said, I've never been out on this water like this, so this is kind of new territory. So I'll just kind of scope out the area, see what the water's looking like, because that sun is coming up now, so it's a beautiful morning. So yeah, the sun's kind of smacking me in the face right now, but it's not too hot yet. And then whenever I find my spot, I'll kind of just point my back towards the sun. See what happens. But this is the Goose Creek Reservoir, like I said. Apparently one of the best bass lakes in the area. There's a tackle store that I go to in West Ashley. It's called Hadrill's. Great people there. Couldn't recommend that shop enough. There's a guy, his name's Damien. He actually helped me build this whole setup with the different fluke, but the whole kind of bass setup with knot recommendations and kind of demonstrating them in front of me. And I came out here within the next maybe two days of that weekend. I caught the bass that I've caught on the exact same setup, so they do good stuff there. So it's pretty much the exact same hook, knots, and everything. So couldn't recommend those guys enough. But Damien told me he's taken his boat out here and caught a 6-pounder off some of these telephone poles that you may see in the background of some of the shots. A little spot that I'm pulling up to. Not as many lily pads, but I'm gonna kind of hang out right where the right here on the edge. show you once I get kind of backed up. Okay. Oh. The fact that I'm even documenting this right now, I'm also not flexible at all. I wanted to have you guys on a chest mount, but it's just I would have much rather just taken the time, gotten out here on this setup than to not document today. So just kind of getting my water out. Throw a quick cough drop. Water's still pretty clear as stuff. Sun continues to come up, so I'm hoping with the sun just kind of hitting some of these areas will help. So I have flavored water and normal water. I'm just going to get a quick swig of normal water. Also my personal shed. Let's see, always forgetting something as I'm tying something in. This is also my first time using a lot of this kind of waterproof gear and other things that I got. Just the gecko brand. It's pretty good. But this is kind of the area I'm going to be fishing, kind of aiming more towards this little cove area here. And then just kind of working our way, kind of starting over there, maybe over in here, and then kind of working our way over there, where I'm going to get a little closer as I've drifted. But see, my level of, whenever I get too close to the fishing areas, I can't be bothered to take this thing out from under my legs, because I just want to set it down and grab the pole. It doesn't waste more time, maybe, but my brain rationalizes it as it's going to take more time to stretch my long ass legs. Out again. So this is kind of where we're starting to see we're kind of drifting in towards this area. So I will eventually need to straighten this out, but for the time being, I think I may have used too much sunscreen. Hey, did too much over too little. Shit. So if you can't tell, I'm also very new to bait casters. This is my very first one, and I've put probably used this thing less than 10 times. So it's not the reel that does it. This Curado, I absolutely love it. It's just everything that you look for in a bait caster. So smooth. It's just user error. I'm still getting used to using my thumb better, as opposed to how fast the bait is going out. But as I told you, I'm new to the hobby again. It's actually inspired by my little brother to start coming out here again. Okay, so I'm kind of angling the opposite way, but we'll take it. So, I mean, I hadn't fished on really anything but a simple button reel for the majority of my time, and this was in just little lakes and rivers in rural North Carolina, kind of close to the Blue Ridge Mountains. So I have done some sea fishing. Here, mistakenly, I went to a river thinking that it was fresh water, but it unfortunately was not. Salt water. So that's that Zepco that I have. Because I just wanted to get something. You know, it was just like a impulsive, like, I want to start doing it again. So I wanted to start something that day. So I just went to Dick's, this little Zepco, and it was just like, I could make something work. And the thing about this area is there's just so much fishing available that it's just, how could you not want to fish in this area? So I went and just got that little Zepco. I was just walking to these little, like, I think the official term is maybe like a runoff, like pond. There's like these pretty, like, decent size, I guess, to my standard of a lake. And I just wasn't getting anything. And so finally my wife's dad, or my father-in-law, was wanting to start fishing with me. So we went and got a reel and a pole each, and so now that's what this one is. So I just recently got it, I guess, perfected the setup, not so much the technique. That's what I'm working on. But I'm actively researching. And that's what fishing is. You know, it's just a bunch of trial and error, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. That's what we're here for, and that's the journey. So that is kind of that's kind of the purpose of this channel, is to not only use for my reference to reference back to, because I'm really bad at forgetting things, and I have this notebook and it's perfectly set up for, like, to keep notes and tracks and stuff, and I've tried to remember, but sometimes I just get out here and just, like, get too excited about fishing and switch baits a little bit more frequently than what I probably should. But I'm just excited about the hobby, and so I just love to try stuff, and I really wanted to get out here and utilize this area while I could, because this isn't like a forever place for my wife and I. Just like a snow. I should probably use this. Hopefully, that'd be some funny shit if something came up, because my bait is just like barely in. Okay, so I don't know if this is technically for me. Because if it is, maybe I'm sitting on more. I don't know what that is for, if that is a seatbelt, but I'm sure the game warden would let me know. Alright, so I think I'm going to try and get just like a little closer. Fold my legs up a little on this one, just so I can get a little, when I turn my back a little more. Just kind of want to get a little closer to, got too busy yapping. What you find about me is I'm up for a yap session anytime, really, especially if it's about fishing. I feel like I just have so much adjustable. I have longer arms, so getting out here this morning really led to a lot of water in the kayak, but that's okay. I don't really give a shit about that, but just for improvement, I guess would be the word I'd be looking for. But we're gonna cast this out a couple more times. That's the, sorry if you don't like feet. I need to blur those or something in the edit. We're just gonna kind of get back out here. So a little bit of loose line down here. So it's trying to get all that now. Setup. And I think I'm looking at the Curado DC, because it's at Hadrill's like always, and they were telling me, oh shit, alright, I think I want, no, okay, I want the other side. Shit, you guys are falling too. That's how much lean I had to put into that turn. Anyway, that's why I need a motorized one. So, if you guys want to support to that GoFundMe, it'll be linked down in the description below. So, please donate to that. Help a struggling bass fishermen out. Really appreciate any charitable donation. I've been trying to convince my family that it would, oh shit, See, so I wasn't expecting that cast to be as good as it was, but I got it out there. So the reel, it's not, like I said, it's never the problem. It's always me. Alright, so it is now about 10:30, 10:28. Took me forever to get this thing rigged up, but I will show the camera. I don't know the names of any of these colors or the brands currently, because this is also just for my knowledge right now, as this is my first video, and I don't have any followers yet, so that's just for me now. But later on, if things change, then I could definitely start including names and things and brands that I use. Alright, so it is now about 10:30, 10:28. Took me forever to get this thing rigged up, but I will show the camera. I don't know the names of any of these colors or the brands currently, because this is also just for my knowledge right now, as this is my first video, and I don't have any followers yet, so that's just for me now. But later on, if things change, then I could definitely start including names and things and brands that I use. Alright, so I was going to try to use this little fake bluegill right here. I moved up to around these telephone poles, power lines, whatever the hell. But I just cannot get the fucking polymer knot around this thing. I just didn't put enough monofilament on here for this big of a lure, and I've tried so many times that the fucking, what does that look like? Okay, so there's just not enough. Sorry, there's a boat's wake coming through, so I'm probably going to have to head in pretty soon because I rented a Lowe's boat to get out here. So yeah, I appreciate any of you watching. So I think big takeaways from today: the time was good, water was good, weather was good, very sunny, not many clouds. Water's still kind of icky from the hurricane and shit that came through here. Mostly fished in kind of the banks along the right side of the lake initially. Oh, one little cloud. Some of the baits that I used, started off with the all-white fluke. I chose that one because I was hoping with the sunrise that it would work. Noticed a lot of lily pads and stuff, so switched over to a frog. That one didn't really work. Wasn't really making it. I didn't have the correct setup, I don't think. Then after that, I switched to the little, I guess, crankbait, shake weight, whatever the hell they're called. But you can kind of see where that one ended up. It's stuck up there, and I just didn't think that I could reach that without flying into the water. So, and then I just couldn't tie up the bluegill. But I think the biggest takeaways from today, I need more bass rods, because I felt like a lot of the day kind of turned into me just kind of going in between different baits and stuff like that, different tackles. So I think that's the next step, is get at least one other bass rod set up. Have two things on the fluke and that crankweight, fluke and that bluegill or something, just two different things, see if any of that stuff works. That's why we fish. That's why we do it. That's why I love it. It's a part of it. As always, Josh, thanks for inspiring this.